I start breaking up or get super glitchy or anything, because now I'm adding a second outgoing stream in the house here. All right. Okay, there we go. So this break over. Oh no. Oh yeah, we got the solar eclipse going on today, everybody. Well, it depends on where you are, but at least in my location, I believe it's at 3 p.m. Maybe I'm off on that. Maybe it's 2 Eastern. Anybody? Randy, you know what it's going to be Eastern time? Carl, where are you at? Anyway, that should be cool. Solar eclipse today. You're in the direct path in Dallas. Yes, you are. Yeah, that's going to be cool. It's probably, I don't know what time it's heading over you in your time zone. Maybe that's 1 or 2 o'clock for totality. 1:20. There you go. And what I did before, instead of getting like solar, what do you call them? Eclipse sunglasses, is I just put on 3 pairs of sunglasses. If you have that, that works great. And then from what I hear, but don't, I'm not liable for this. Once you have totality, if you're in one of those totality regions, you can take your glasses off and look at the moon obscuring the total sun with your naked eye at that point. And supposedly, that's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. I don't know. I've never seen that, but supposedly. And from what they say is that the moon looks very three-dimensional. You can really see the sphericalness of it. Apparently, this is what they say, and that it can be quite an amazing moment. Anyway, enjoy that later today. That's gonna be fun. So we've got an inner shelf break on Bitcoin here. Let me see if I can annotate that. If I can diagram that right there. And the nice thing is it's on a tightening VCP pattern and already breaking out this morning. So it's already in play. This is already happening. The signal is already good. And then nearby is 73,800 on Bitcoin for breakout. Now, what's interesting is that the market and Bitcoin have been correlating strongly for the last 2 years, I would say, perhaps even maybe 3, somewhere between 2 and 3 years. And in their setups, so in other words, when when the market is consolidating and topping, Bitcoin is consolidating and topping. And sometimes the market will lead, and sometimes Bitcoin will lead, which is very interesting when that happens, because they're sort of like, they're both racing. And Bitcoin is really set up here almost better than the market is. And it looks like it could break today. And that would be previous to Wednesday's CPI numbers. And I believe, I'm going to double check right now. I believe we have FOMC minutes later that day, Wednesday. Let's take a look here for a second at this week's economic calendar. Today, not much to expect. Tuesday, not too much to worry about there. But Wednesday morning, yes, core inflation and inflation, CPI. And then, I was right, at 2 p.m., we will have some reports coming out, an official report coming out from the Fed. But you can already tell by their rhetoric that they're trying to chill out on doing too much right now and may push back lowering rates. And then Thursday, we've got PPI, which is more of a leading type of inflation reading typically. And those can sometimes go opposite each other. So CPI could come out Wednesday morning and just ruin the market. Turn out to be a great buying opportunity because the next day PPI flips the script and makes things run the other way. So Thursday would be PPI in the morning, and then Friday at 10 a.m. we get consumer sentiment. So it's going to be quite a week, but starting on Wednesday. But the interesting thing here is how Bitcoin is leading the charge. It's front running potentially. Let's see what happens today from opening bell and throughout the day. But I think that we're so close that Bitcoin's at least going to try and break all-time highs, and that would be um, easy for it to do. And probably will hold, and it wouldn't do that unless there was a reason to do it. So this CPI report may turn out to be positive, and the FOMC notes. I don't know. It's a three-pronged thing going on. You got CPI report Wednesday morning, FOMC notes at 2 p.m. the same day, and then PPI the next morning. It's like this kind of trifecta of fuckery that's going to really mess with the markets. So anyway, I think this is quite the opportunity in Bitcoin. And when you see something like that, it's the ETFs and Bitcoin itself and the fact that it's leading the market. There's all kinds of information and opportunities you can get there. So you go over to like MSTR. MSTR is up 11% this morning. You go over to, Riot. Riot's one of the weaker ones. What's up 4%? Coin is up 5%. Mara is one of the better ones, but Mara's up 5.5%. So MSTR, the strongest. But there's tons of ETFs and companies in the crypto industry that you can go after in these moments. But Bitcoin itself looks like a great entry right here with a stop at the bottom of this prior VCP low at 64,400. I mean, you could pretty much call it 64,444 if it makes it easier for you to remember. 64444. Yes, it's a trifecta of fuckery. Trifecta of fuckery is what we've got on Wednesday through Thursday. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to navigate. You definitely want to be Han Solo in that situation, not C-3PO. You want to be loose and ready. All right, so the market itself also looks very good this morning. We're pushing up into Friday's candle, Friday's wick on the upside, and that can typically create this like pullback down into Friday's close, and then a push up and over Friday's wick high with a little bit further move and strength. So it's interesting that both the market and crypto space are all front running with relative strength. That the CPI, PPI, and FOMC minutes are going to lead to a positive market reaction. And then supposedly, we front run that, and then supposedly when all those news are out of the bag, sell the news. But it's interesting that the market would be front running that. We might see lower volume and the VIX going up because there could be a lot of hedging as we get closer and closer to that information. And the market in general is just going to be, it's like the day before an earnings report or something. The market's just going to get a little bit more crazy. And once it's released, once the information is released, snap to potentially new sentiment. It's a big week. All right, so that's the market, though. I feel pretty good about that. Another thing that's very interesting, if I pull up this and zoom in on it, is that the prices right up here, if that's where we get to off of this open, are really close to breaking Thursday's bloody day, Thursday's high, which would just erase Thursday. I mean, to make Thursday so insignificant would be something. It's hard to say whether that could happen because volume was above average on Thursday, but it wasn't significant. We've had other days that were stronger in volume than Thursday. So I don't think it really pegs a catalyst never look back high on a negative day, though you should probably approach that high with a little bit of defensiveness when we get near there. Okay, don't be just going, okay, well, here we are, we're about to do it and we're going to break. Although you know, it could happen. Just approach it with some defensiveness. All right, we are 13 minutes to the open and we're pretty well up to speed and ready to go here. Another thing to consider is this week starts earnings season. It's starting to ramp up. This week's mostly banks. And so towards the end of the week, we'll have some bigger names starting to report in banking and some stringers here and there. But the whole earnings season is heating up. Let me take a look at, like, for example, when Apple will be reporting and NVIDIA. Well, Apple's reporting is not until May 2nd. But let's go over to Netflix. Netflix is coming on April 18, so in 10 days. NVIDIA is way out. We have a lot of runway on NVIDIA. That's nice. Microsoft is coming April 23rd. Amazon, similarly, April 25th. So we've got some ramp up. It's going to be about a month to 6 weeks of earnings. It looks like it's peaking later this month. So we'll be, that'll be so interesting to see because it's hard to say, but from what it looks like, there's no reason that these companies really should be slowing down right now. But those ER reports and guidances will be pretty critical moving forward of the state of business, which is what we really are concerned about with our trading. Dell is looking so good up there. Very nice. So we've got 11 minutes left, and if anybody has any particular tickers you want me to look at, yeah, call them out, and let's take a look. I'm just going to pull up some things here and there. Let's look at the extended hours. What's up on our hot list? Yeah, MSTR, CLSK, NGS, natural gas. Okay, so this company, NGS Services, is just on a hell of a breakout and run right now. For 25 bucks, share Wolf related to Bitcoin, CLSK, MSTR. Those are all up. NKTR, Nectar Therapeutics remains strong as a penny stock, $1.40. There's Mara making the list. Coin, AUTL, Autolus Therapeutics. Yeah, meh. Like I said, Riot, the weaker of the crypto in the crypto space, weakest. ESPR is right at breakout continuation levels, $3.40, a penny stock. Yeah, CLSK is same as, MSTR, all the other ones. Those are entry signals as they are in Bitcoin as well. But CLSK is probably on the weaker side of relative strength connected with the way crypto's set up right now. Because look at it, it's just now starting to signal an entry on pullback, which is great. It gives it some range. But the strongest, when you look at Bitcoin here, is when it's like way up, ready to break out. That's relative to Bitcoin. CLSK is not that strong, but MSTR is in a better spot than CLSK. I'm in CLSK though, I believe. Let me see. I might have sold it more recently for a profit. Yeah, no, I'm still in it. I'm in CLSK, so that's great that it's moving up and all. But I'm also in MSTR and some of the others as well in crypto, in the crypto space. But MSTR clearly the leader. Also, we've got Riot ESPR app. Let's see. What app is just flying. Boy, app is going to have a great opening. It's up 4% this morning. Oppenheimer raises AppLovin's price target to 85 from 70, and it's now at 78 this morning. And we got in that on March 26th signal entry, and that's my third trade on it. BVN, Biohaven, I think it is. Oh no, that's not Biohaven. Buenaventura Mining Company. Uh, hmm. What I like about this is that it's smooth and controlled and useful from a credit spread standpoint. What I don't like about it is after a huge appreciation move there, it has not really done more. However, all in all, maybe I'm going to check right now. All in all, this might be a holy grail. Let's see this move here, 72%. If we can find over 100% in less than 30 days, 87% in 50 days. All right, so it's not quite a holy grail, but the nice thing is it's got that really nice high type flag going on. Let me illustrate that. You got that first one there, and then ER came out, and it tried to break out. And so in some sense, it's in some kind of a new consolidation flag. But that initial move, very nice, very catalyst-y. Look at that volume, outstanding. I don't know what's going on with that company, Precious Metal Mining. Uh, something happened back there that could, and it changed the outlook because it's remained high type flagged, which is good. So keep an eye on it. It's got earnings coming up. Here, boom. C4 Therapeutics. Yeah, this much retracement on a stock is not great. However, I mean, looking at it, once it starts running up, it keeps going, and that's useful as a trader. That behavior is useful. So if you can get some kind of an entry signal, it could be worthwhile. It looks pretty easy to do on a spread. Like if this was like this on that entry signal day there, that would have worked out handsomely. And then here's another one. But the thing is, and then it would be like this moving forward. Thing is, the options are going to have to be liquid enough to provide a spread, but not so sure that shares will be so easy on you. Spread again will be easier. BitF looking kind of like Riot. Hood's looking good. Look at that. Hood and MSTR, some of the best looking crypto related businesses that have some crypto exposure. IRS, TSM. I really like what I see there on TSM. Only problem is like I personally won't get in it yet unless I'm already in it. I think I am already in it and then sold it recently because of ER coming right up. ER is coming up on the 18th in 10 days. That's not enough time to bake a spread in the oven. But this is a beautiful shape here, this sort of inner pivot reclaim, very similar to that Bitcoin where you have tightening VCP pattern. And it looks like it pulled back recently on a slight breakout. So we might get this kind of a pattern next. Perhaps it's, waiting till ER and then it's going to be, gap open and runs. We're not going to guess that. That's just a possibility based on what I'm seeing. We're not going to guess that and bet on it. What we do is if that was the case that day and it gapped open on ER, then we would potentially get in at the market open that day. You don't trade over ER. Don't hold positions over ER. Don't trade ER. Maybe there'll be some opportunities for lottos in the ER space over the next 6 weeks. I will let you know. And those will be fully expendable, potentially 99.9% chance of loss lotto tickets. And so you don't take those unless you just got the expendable income. That's, hey, it's your life. I'll put out the alerts, and they should be pretty well engineered and crafted. They should be good alerts when they come up. I don't. Carl says, "Love me the lotto season." So I'll get you some good ones. There could be. It depends. Sometimes things are just going so well. Lottos are based on surprises. Things can be going so well that there's very few opportunities for surprises. But I expect there to be somewhere between 5 and 10 lottos over the next 6 weeks. So pay attention to those. And if I'm not putting them out or something, Carl or anybody, and you want to know if there's a particular lotto on a particular stock coming up because it's a huge ER the next morning or whatnot or after hours, and I haven't addressed it, it's maybe I missed it. So write into the group the ticker name when that comes on that day, and I'll be sure to cover it. You have to say something. What do they say in the subways and stuff? See something, say something. Otherwise, it didn't happen. All right. Getting a little pullback before the open. That's completely normal. And we've got 1 minute and 50 seconds before the open. Everything looks good, though. Crypto and the dollar both poised to potentially break and run. And the VIX is in a nice spot of recovery. It's fading that strong move from last week. Easily, though, a bad CPI report and hawkish, well, would you call it dovish or hawkish? A passive Fed could be negative for the market. So this week is really going to be an interesting turning point. It's pivotal. All right, 40 seconds to the market open. ANET. ANET looks amazing. 8 days until the ER. 24 days. The ANET is still possible to do a spread on that with 24 days until ER. That'd be just fine. That's enough time to bake. You need like 2-3 weeks, ideally 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Yeah, Carl, please do. All right, 5 seconds to market open. We're opening in Friday's wick, upper wick. Typically, that causes some retrace into Friday's close, into the prior day's close, and then a quick zoom up to break the prior day's high. That's called the wick play. And we're kind of seeing that play out. It looks like that's happening. We got some pullback on the market. Now, almost 1 minute into the market, we can look at our lists here and see if anything's doing great off the open. Looks like Kava could be. Probably needs a little more time. I believe I'm already in Kava. No, I think when I looked at the options, maybe it wasn't good enough. Let's see. Take another look now. Only traded 16 options so far, so I guess it's probably very, very light trading. The spreads are, yeah, bit wide-ish, and yeah, strikes are at kind of wacky levels. Not super great on the liquidity side, but nicely set up Kava. Rig 1.2% off in the open. Rig is doing something strong. Okay, it's been moving, and it continues to move up. Could that be on oil prices? Let me see. Yeah, oil prices are zooming. Lift. All right, I'm going to check on that ANET now. Lift could potentially also be a put credit spread. I almost feel like waiting until CPI in order to allocate here, but 2 or 3 days of theta padding could also work. Well, let's check out ANET options. All right, it's already had 200 options traded. Going to the May 17th, 39 days to expiration. The 20 delta is right around 260, and there's a 24 delta around 270. Looking at it, 270 would be just fine, in my opinion, because of all these. That's a nice support area. I mean, you could go 260. That's like safe as heck, but you might only get 18%. Let's see. So 260 giving 180 credit on a $10 width. Yeah, so that's, well, it's a little bit more. Let's see. 820 to 22%. Okay. I will get that. I'm going to get 2 of those. 260, 250. Go. And no fill as of yet. All right, well, I'll just let that sit there for a sec because it doesn't seem to be adjusting either way. So I've narrowed it down to on the mid. The other one was Kava, which I like, but no. Neo, top of the list here. No, that's just incredibly bearish. ENPH. Yeah, this is no. This is one that needs to get up above 130, 100, almost 40 before we really take it seriously again. XS, no. INSP. Finally coming up over the 200 moving average, but earnings nearby. 2 days. It's got the runway. I don't know if it has the liquidity. Let's check. Now only 13 options traded today. All right, we skip an INSP, ALB, and STNE. Stone Company. It's a little bit of a low price stock. STNE traded a total of, I have no statistics on that one. Oh, I just got that fill on ANET, I believe it was ANET. So I did get that fill on ANET. I think there's no options have traded on STNE today. The other one that I was looking at there was, well, anyway, we got BBio pop into the top of the list. No, that doesn't look good. The formation of the chart. HMY looks outstanding. Harmony Gold Mining, but this is a $9 stock. SE, I don't remember if I'm already in this. I believe I am. Let's see. Yeah. All right. SE's doing good this morning. Would I call it an entry? Yeah, this is an entry spot. Although again, remember that entries aren't for sure, unless they've held end of day. So sometimes you want to wait to get into things end of day. It just depends. If it's having a bit of a catalyst movement, you can rely on that for momentum to hold. All right, so far the market is pulling back into Friday's close, which is what I was talking about. And it can retrace into that a little bit. And then at some point today, potentially try and push up, make a new high. And that will become the wick play. And that can create some momentum up and over Friday's high. All right, other stocks, ALB, I wanted to look at that. I don't know if I got a chance to look at that. No, we don't like that. KVYO. No. Mobileye. No. MNSO, which I think is Miniso. Yeah. It's not quite its time yet. Wayfair. Earnings coming up too soon. We'll have to wait on that, although I will put an alert line on that. There. All right, perfect. HMYW, INSP, SEBZ. Kanzun, is this Chinese? It's funded by Peng Zhao, 2014, headquartered in Beijing. Yeah, we won't touch that. STD, Neo, Coin, ENPH, ALB, XS, BZS, INSP, BBIO, Kava, ANF. We're already in it. But Abercrombie and Fitch, is it a signal? It's not quite a signal yet, but it was. And we got in it previously. We're in it. Should be. Yeah, there we are. Found it in my list. PDD, no. W, Kava, INSP, Mobile, VNO. No. TME, look at that. 10-cent. I think I got. Oh, we looked at this. The options are really dismal, if I remember right. TME cries. What is that? Crystal Biotech. Nah, it just pops and holds and sags. Like that's just not useful price movement. You could invest in it. I wouldn't recommend that, but you could invest in it, and that'd be kind of the only way to long term it. That's the only way to get something going there. Alcoa has been on a little bit of a run lately. Bottom reversal. GPS. The Gap. Chewy. No. Now see, Chewy is not bullish. So it doesn't even pass the first test of being something we'd put credit spread on. I wouldn't mind getting into things like call credit spread to neutralize some of my long delta positioning in my portfolio. So if the market were to go down, I get the counteractive benefits. So, wouldn't mind having more while things are in certain more bearish positions. But this one's not quite one. Chewy, HMY, Miniso, ANF, Cell H. Not quite. We got into that recently, though. Madrigal Pharmaceuticals, right? No, MDGL. Yeah, Madrigal Pharmaceuticals. All right, when's earnings? Okay, coming up. Okay, how many days until that? You want at least 20 days? Okay, 32 days until earnings. I will check the options liquidity on this. Not getting information off of Thinkorswim for some reason. It stopped showing me that, so I'm going to go over to Market Chameleon. Hundreds and hundreds, and then minor amounts of thousands across the whole chain. That's too low. Oh, finally, Thinkorswim showed me the figure. It says 11 options have traded today. Yeah, that's way too dismal. All right, I'm gonna check this other list here. Okay, it looks like about 75 or 65% of our growth stocks are red off the open. So this is not necessarily good for entries anyway. And that's good to know in and of itself. WWNA, purple. Purple has been coming off of the bottom and now trying to get over the 200 moving average. It's got earnings coming up soon. It's had increasing demand for the last 4 quarters, and they've been improving their margins, which are at a loss. So they're not able to operate their company at a profit. But it's almost projecting that the next earnings report, should these projections hold true, they're going to be profitable for the first time in a while. Let's see, for the first time in almost 3 years. That can be a big deal. So there may be some good opportunity coming up on purple moving forward. That's penny stock right now, $2 a region. Work sport or something? Work sport, yes. No, that's in a bearish run. Is Duolingo. See, I like when we can pull up some of the bigger names like that. But now Duolingo's rather sideways and whiplashy lately. What was that? R? I saw something good there. Palantir. Well, it's off my list now. It was there for a moment. INSP Mobility Team. Let's give some Moderna, but that wasn't what I was looking at. But I do want to look at that. Okay, Moderna's earnings is coming in 24 days. That's enough runway. However, it's just been slamming up against trying to get over this 200 moving average. So I don't know if it's a good idea. We really want to choose things that are bullish, so that way, if they do anything other than sideways, which is slow baking in the oven, the other thing that they do besides sideways is up, and up would give us accelerated gains. So, we really want things that we don't have to worry about whether or not they're, things that are looking great on the bullish side could end up going sideways, and we're fine with that with the spreads. But things that are looking like they're going to go sideways, that's not good enough. We want things that have at least an upward propensity going on. On. No. CYTK. No. RH, I won't say Robinhood. I think it's Restoration Hardware. No. From the mid sides, there we got Purple, Coin, Real, CDLX, Real. That's a nice catalyst-like move recently in the penny stock price realm. And what was that move? Let's see. Total of 164% in 9 days. And then to my eye, it looks like better than a 45% or 40% pullback. It's like about a 35%, 1/3 pullback, maybe 40. So it is a holy grail. The real. Keep an eye on it. Entries there could really pay off. That would not be for spreaders. That's be a penny stock trader stock to keep an eye on. Real. Carl probably likes that pick. Maybe Marcus. Randy, you stay away from that. Let's see here. Other potential setups this morning. Palantir Lift. I didn't look at Palantir. No, that's okay. Magical Roev. Roivant Sciences. No. AA Magical CCJ. There's a couple of names that I found this weekend I'd like to take a look at over on my Twitter. So let me go through those now as well. Okay, cattle. Let's see. Oh gosh, that is too fresh. But that should really pique your interest, Carl. Cattle, CADL, MDIA. Boy, these are all high volume catalysts. Yeah, these are all extreme mover penny stocks coming from the abyss. CXAI. Might want to write these down though, in case some of them match your style. CXAI. I guess it's SPACed at 10 March last year. 1 year later, it's done pretty bad. It had its moments, but now it's starting to come off the bottom. It's only $5. ABUS. No thanks. BTE. No. I really like to see something with a bullish bias. ESPR. Yeah, we looked at this earlier. I have an alert on this for us to get in if it ever starts breaking this price, but I guess I missed it. Just so in case we don't miss it again, I'll put it up here. Cross earnings as well. ESPR CGC, that's cannabis. Cannabis has been on a run for the last month. There's something going on there. HL, you might be able to hop on something. PSLV, GE. Oh yeah, GE's been on a monster run. What a nice move. It's over 100% in a year for GE. That's a lot for. It's now 3% ADR lately. That's crazy. GE becoming practically a growth stock. Silver, AG stock, FSM. A lot of these are just shooting up. PAS, LabD. Nope. LabD is what? Biotech, yeah. Bearish, okay. SLV, silver, IAG, IM Gold, CDE, ACB, that's another cannabis. Dell, yeah, I like Dell lately. ROIV, we already looked at. CNK. None of these are like super duper to me. BlackRock, Citi. Citi looking like it's been on a very nice run, but it's only a 2% ADR stock. Still, could be quite liquid for some spreads. I'd like to just like not forget about this one and grab it after ER. I'm going to do an alert line here. Keep looking at it. CNK UVIX. No, and SMR. New scale. I like this pattern here where it runs up fairly smoothly all the way to a particular price, comes back, dead cat bounce entry for penny stock trading at like 460, and now here it is. It hit 750 from 460 later, and this could be just the beginning. This could end up looking like this. And price goes up to 20, comes back down again before ER, stuff like that. So there's opportunity there for you penny stock traders. SMR, I do like the pattern on that for those kinds of trades. What else we got here? Tilray. Oh, their earnings are coming up. The most anticipated earnings this week. Gotcha. Tilray. This is another cannabis stock. Delta with a beautiful pattern here, but it's ER like the next day. I'd love to normally put credit spread on that kind of a formation. It looks very healthy. but it's ER too close. All these are going to end up that way because these are all things that are releasing ER this week. But just still looking at them. JP Morgan looks amazing. So a lot of the banks just looking amazing right now. After ER, that's an easy, these are easy spreads if they offer the right return. PGR Progressive, the insurance company, also just doing amazing on an amazing run the last 6 months. PGR, Citibank, BlackRock. Well, what's this? WDFC, WD-40 company. Okay, and Wells Fargo also. I guess we're going alphabetical. Wells Fargo has really been holding until ER apparently. Yeah, these companies. It will be very interesting to see what happens. All right, now NOW. We're moving off of ER based ones. I should be in now, it says here. Now, there it is. Okay. Just sitting at break even right now on that. ODFL, I think it's that railway. Yeah, Old Dominion Freight Line. Nah. TT. TT, that looks amazing at $303 and just been on a very smooth run. Now ER is coming in 22 days. That's still close enough that we could take it if we wanted to, but let's look at the options. Dismal, as I suspected. 11 options have traded today across the entire chain. Yeah, that's no good. Oracle, no good. Microsoft, we looked at earlier this morning. Earnings is coming up. GRMN, Garmin, not terribly bad, but it looks close to earnings. 23 days close to earnings. And the liquidity I expect is too low. 10 options have traded today across the whole chain. Too low. EHC, not super interested. LLY, that's Eli Lilly. Probably the options are good enough, but the earnings, where are they here? They are 22 days away. Okay, that's doable. Lilly, options, liquidity. It's already done 4,000 options this morning, so it's got the liquidity. Remember, stay away from weeklies. All right, now the 720 level is the 22 delta. How does that look for me? Yeah, I can dig that. That's right below this pivot here. I wouldn't want to be in the trade below that anyway. So I will try selling the 720, 710. Getting 217. This is a really good return on this. Ooh, hope I can get something like that. That'd be great. 217. Let me try for 210 because it just moved down to 197. But let's see if I can get an allocation here to fill. Wow, insta fill. You guys, you can go for a 220 or more. I got 210. You might be able to go for 220 credit on Lilly on the May 17 there. By getting 210, I'm getting 790, 26.6% ROC. Very tasty. Love it. IV percentile is 69%. That's good. Also, has a mostly propensity to go down, which is what we need. We need volatility to suck out on it so that we retain all that premium money in our favor. What else? Lilly, that was a good one. TSM. Oh, we looked at that earlier. TSM, show more. TSM, Cross. This is why it's good to just, follow other traders on Twitter, and you just get some of these ideas from similar fellow traders. So you never know, like Lilly, that's one that just wouldn't have popped up on any of my lists, but I like it, and it's going to provide 26.6% ROC. Cirrus CHX. Well, that's just like too vertical while going sideways. No thanks. CMC. No. BCC. A little bit of a yeah, this is a great example. A little bit of an educational thing here. learning moment. Look at this. So CRUS, it's been going up and then sideways and then up and sideways, right? We don't like it on the basis that it kind of goes sideways a lot, but the most important thing is it's still underneath this other move and of the same wave frequency. So in other words, these waves are not independent of these waves. Otherwise, they would have been at a different sort of frequency. So they're attached. You know, their periodicity is recently attached to being up here, and so it didn't break that yet, and so it's not even bullish. Okay, number one. Next one is CHX. Look at this. This is a really great example. Look, it's been on this incredible move, right? Really nice right side move. But that's part of a wave that previously, so like, you know, pivot point wise, if you were to connect where the peaks and bottoms pivot points were of all these of this whole move going on here, you would see that this is really not progressing much. It's hitting higher highs, but that are only like 10% higher than prior high. And then it's coming back, you know, whatever, 90%. I'm sure it's far less than that. But, you know, I'm saying it's coming back a lot and it makes a little bit of progress. And it comes back, you know, it's making the progress, it's just too slow. We don't like that. But now check this out. The next stock, CMC, is a great example of how you do want these things to look. No, it wasn't CMC. This is another example of one that's bad. It's coming up the right side here. And look, it only came up to nearly the previous pivot high when before it tested that same level. So just because something's been moving and it's going skyrocketing and everything doesn't necessarily make it in anything you should be interested in. That could be just zag. You know, if the zig and the zag add up to nothing, which they do in this case, you know, plus zig, or let's say minus zig and plus zag adds up to the same price as where we started, there's no progress. That's not bullish. That's chop. That's sideways. Okay. Now, but look at this BCC. Nice. So we have this nice, beautiful, contiguous move up. And then even though it stalled out and started to pull back and declined, it didn't decline the whole move. In fact, it was far clear on the pullback low here of the previous pivot high here. So it's making exceptional progress. Then it comes back up and continues to make a high all the way up to here, almost the same leg length. I guess if I could diagram that, it'll be a little bit more educational. Let's see. Okay, from here to here turn out to be a similar repeat behavior from here to here. And now it's pulling back and we've got some price improvement here. So my point is this is a more bullish ticker and it has a history of where the progress that it makes to the upside is held well. Okay. And so getting a spread on this is a really easy no-brainer. It's just for educational purposes as far as the charting goes and choosing spread. But I don't know if the option liquidity here, it may not match. But the fact is that it's bullish and it makes progress and then it holds that progress pretty well. And that might not be easy to time with shares, but this is a very doable ticker for spreads. However, right now we got earnings coming up pretty soon, and so you would skip it. And also, particularly on this one, the options are probably not good enough. But you understand it's about what I'm saying there about how it's holding the move. See how it goes? It goes up. We got right side move, breaks previous pivots, almost doubles, if not more, that size of length. Actually, it's about almost 3x. Then it pulls back and then it does it again. It keeps doing that. But whereas you go back to CMC, was it CMC? And you're not making progress. The zig and the zags are adding up to zero. That's not progress. We're not going anywhere. So, you don't necessarily want to be playing around with those kinds of stocks because they don't have built-in bullish propensity. Just because things are going on a run for 2, 3, 4, 5 months Doesn't mean they're bullish. It's just part of the totality. You have to really look at the whole thing. In totality, this is not bullish. It might get there and it might be making progress, but yeah, it's nothing like we want to put our money on. CFC, BCC, LMT, that's Lockheed, I believe. Yeah, and that's mostly sideways. Nope. Stitch Fix, maybe? No. Comfort Systems USA. This one, amazing. We love it. That's going on our hot list. I've never even heard of this company. This is the first time I've ever seen this company. Comfort Systems USA. It's the first time I've ever seen this. It says that it's possibly a construction company. Comfort Systems. Growth investors focus on the Zacks. Okay, our proprietary system. Yeah. Here are three of the most important factors: historical cash flow growth, bottom line, promising earnings revisions. Okay, this is just a report from Zacks. In any event, I can look down here to see what they do. I think they seem to do something in construction. Engages in the provisions of mechanical and electrical contracting services. The mechanical services segment includes heating, ventilation, so construction, plumbing, piping, air conditioning, as well as off-site construction, monitoring, and fire protection. Electrical services focuses on electrical systems. Company founded in '96, headquartered in Houston, Texas. Nice. Looking at the fundamentals, their demand is solid quarterly, annually. They keep growing. They're a growth company. The fundamentals match the technical analysis. This looks good. Now, is it liquid in the options? Probably not. But anyway, it's good growth stock pick. Yeah, it's got 20 options traded today, so we wouldn't take it on a spread basis. All right, I think that just about completes our list. APG, but I did put that on our hot list anyway. APG similarly looks very good. And I don't know about the what? I don't know about the options liquidity is 0. Oh, because you already looked at it, Randy. All right, gotcha. And then was there anything else? Yeah, there's a few more. Wow, interesting. Some other person came up with a lot of the same stocks, but this one's a lab. That's new. Duolingo Monday. Yeah, not bullish enough. Axon. Yeah, Axon looks pretty nice, but it's a 1.83% ADR. Axon liquidity in the options 80, not really good enough. Kava, Nvidia, Fix, CellH, ARM. If I'm skipping things, it's because we already looked at it. ARM, ARM, DraftKings. We didn't look at it. Let's take a look at it, but we're already in it. Yeah, DraftKings looks great. What a run it's on. DDOG. DDOG going sideways right now, but in a bullish trend. Google, this guy put. Google looks good. It's a little bit hard. See how it keeps making progress and then coming back hard? Yeah, that's worrisome. So, it looks investment grade, but it, doesn't look like trade grade. Wingstop topping lately, however, beautiful, gorgeous. Look at this on our hot list already. Gorgeous runs it goes on. If you can catch a run, it's going to pay off. You getting a spread on it won't have to worry about the timing too much. But then once it starts to take off and you get accelerated gains, you close it out and grab another one. Just put another one on if it keeps going on and run, because it looks like it can run for like a month and a half or 2 months. So 45 days was one run. Another run, 50 days. Yeah, excellent runs on Wingstop. Be watching that like a hawk. ACMR. Randy says all my paper positions in TOS just disappeared. When I entered a PCS on MSTR for 1190, 1180, guess I'll be calling for some help with this one. Yeah, can't really help you there, although check the account that you selected up top. On the top of Thinkorswim's desktop window says account. Maybe that got switched accidentally. Maybe you put on a real money trade accidentally. No, we already looked at that. HubSpot. Okay, yeah, not great. Good, but not great. Net. No, not usable. Avgo, is that what he has? No, Envio. But anyway, we're on Avgo now. Avgo good for spread trading. Continues to be bullish, but almost the only way you could play it is with spreads. But it looks good too. Avgo. Oh, and I know it's liquid as well, so maybe I'll put something on right now. Let me see if I already have it. Avgo. 7,000 options traded today so far. 20 delta is around 1220. Where does that put me? 1220. Right at a support area. That'd be perfect. 1220, 10. Getting 205 for 795. That's great. 210 as a matter of fact. All right, grabbing 2 of those. Boom, that was an insta fill. You might be able to push that and do a little bit better based on what just happened. Get a little more, $5 or $10 out of each of those options on Avgo. So I got the 12, 20, 10. Obviously, we're talking about May 17. NVO was the other one we were looking at. This guy was looking at, put on his list. Yeah, I like this NVO, but I don't know if it's very liquid. 5,000 traded, so it is pretty liquid. Yeah, the strikes are such that the delta jumps are a little bit too large. You can get either the 17 delta or the 28, and neither of those kind of work for us. Maybe the 115 is the 17 delta. That's just so far way down there. I don't, unless it's giving us a good return. Let's see. 66. Yeah, that's not good for 434, 15.2% for a 17 delta. So you see, the system just automatically says no and keeps you out of bad spots like that. CRM, this is nice bullish, and it's been holding its gains very nicely. It almost looks like the market itself. Yeah, CRM looking great, and a lot of runway until next ER. So this is a very good possibility to put on a put credit spread. I would want something below 290 for my delta, or 280. And so we go over there and we see that the 20 delta is 280 at 19 delta. That works for me. At 141, okay, this might be too low. 141 divided by 859, 69.59, 16.4% for a 19 delta. That's no good. And we can see that the current IV percentile is 22%, which is low. And so this is another instance of it automatically keeping you out of the trade. Good, CRM. In the future, though, it might provide a nice entry, but not now. App F, it's a bit too choppy once it makes its progress. It's like 90% chop, 10% progress, no good. Frog, lately it has really strengthened and been holding its pushes quite well, almost to the Holy Grail level, although I don't think that it Holy Grailed. No, 62%, but it's good regardless. Now, what is the ER distance here? 23 days, maybe even more. I think I missed it by a day there. 24 days, that's perfect. But the liquidity in the options, let's see. Frog, only 500 options traded today. That's not so good. The delta skips are 15 to 23. 15 delta to 23 delta on the next one. That's no good. Really, those skips are too much. But the liquidity's, the bid-ask spread's not too bad, and open interest is in the hundreds. The volume is a bit low. What would it give us? 60 for a $2.50 spread would be divided by 210, 28.5%. I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to go for that. 60 for 190. Pretty good return. So yeah, the IV percentile is at 96% right now, so that's why it's so good. 190. So let's see. I need to get 8 of those, so I'm going to get 7 to keep it a little bit on the lighter side since it could be a trap. It's a trap. Okay, and do I get a fill? Yeah, insta fill. So you might even be able to do better than 60 cents on that one. That was the 37.5 at 27 delta, which is way down here. Quite feasible that that trade is going to do just fine for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Any other ones? Frog, DXS, DXCM, Crowd. Crowd looks great. Did we look at this? I don't know. I feel like we looked at this earlier. Options liquidity, 4,000 traded so far. The 20 delta sitting around. This might have been the problem. I think we did look at this 290, 280. Kind of a split decision going on there with the 25 delta and the 18. And the IV percentile was low. Yeah, that's not going to work out. All right, and then SMCI we're already in. All right, you guys, lots of stuff we went over there. Meta, that was another one. But yeah, let's go back into the group, and that will conclude our morning stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join. I'm on the live this morning, so we're live streaming out. And come on into our Discord if you haven't come on in already. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you back in the group.